What is going on? Welcome back to the stream, everybody. Part 8 of what is now called Willowood. Hey, Elizabeth, first time I've seen you hop in one of these. What's going on? Well, pretty often. I'm pretty much doing them almost every day now. Basically, this is the 8th one of this one. It's been kind of spaced out. Do video game streaming with this, with some other things. We're going to be bringing the band into the stream soon. Maybe not soon. We're still figuring some things out with cameras and stuff, but yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's all about grabbing your art supplies and hanging out. Just setting things up here, making sure my stream software is behaving. Alright. We are ready to paint. Let's do it. And I ask this pretty much every single stream, but if you guys could just let me know how good my voice is compared to the music, if the music is too loud, too soft. Every song's kind of mastered different, so I end up kind of adjusting as we go, but much appreciated. Alright. Hey, Stephanie! I was wondering if Stephanie would pop in. Alright, Elizabeth. Thanks for hopping in. Good seeing you. Or talking to you, or however you say it now online. I'll just say seeing you. Good seeing you. Alright, I'm gonna spam the shuffle button on the music player right now. And just let it play. Don't mean to be a broken record, but well, I'm probably only a broken record to the people who always hang out. But all this music's original because I ran into a lot of copyright problems, so big variety here. Some of it's pretty cheesy. Alright, so I'm diving right back into the bushes because that's where we left off, and I already know exactly what I'm doing. Let's see. Great. Awesome. Thanks, Stephanie. I just gotta turn my volume down over here on my end. I feel like I'm yelling to hear myself over my headphones. I wish I didn't have to wear headphones while I painted, but I only have to because you guys would end up hearing an echo. So I gotta keep it all separated. Okay. We already did. I gotta make leaf color and berry color, and that's it. All right. I finally think I've mastered the lighting on like how the lights are. I've tried like 100 different placements, and I finally got it to where like no matter where I am, I mean unless I'm like right up on the canvas, like right now, like my head's almost in front of the camera, but like before, now it's just no shadow. So now you can kind of see it better, I think, and I adjusted some of the sharpness to bring out more of the details. And I think it's the best I've ever gotten it looking as far as like the lighting. I realized like some of the streams I was looking back on that y'all have only seen like half the painting at a time. Alright, so I got green. I'm gonna because it's such a tiny amount of purple for the moonlight, I am not going to make any purple till the last second. Let's see. I need to make brown because that's how I was getting that color green. I'll make some brown here. Where is the yellow? Oh, my hand's right on it. Alright, and black. I feel like I'll waste less paint the more I get. The more I practice mixing colors. Black. So that's the brown, green, and basically probably just a little more green because of the way this is gonna play out. And then white on this side. And too bad Elizabeth just left the chat. She actually named this song, believe it or not. She was the owner of an old coffee shop that we used to play music at. And before we recorded our album, she was just at the right place at the right time. We used to play this song at the in the morning. And it became so popular, we decided to put it on the album, and she named it Gypsy Lullaby. She always said it made her picture a bunch of kids jumping on the bed and having fun. So there is the lore behind Gypsy Lullaby. Gotta get some black. Put it on this side. And basically I'm gonna put brown in between the black and green and the white and green, and then just like gradient mix it, if that's such of a thing. Gradient mixing. And I'm gonna make the brown first with my mixing brush. There's no such thing as a mixing brush, but I'm calling it that. Bit more clay-like of a brown. I've gotten a kind of a different brown every time, but I've kept it close enough. So then I'm gonna take this brown, put a glob in between there, take another glob and put it there, and just kind of act like I know what I'm doing, you know? That's all you gotta do, guys. That's how you get through life. You just act like you know what you're doing the whole time, and that's it. I'm just kidding. Definitely gotta know what you're doing with some things. Alright. I feel like I'm pretty damn close to what I was using last time. Pretty damn close. Okay. And you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and make the berry color too, because I realized that there's gonna be points where I'm gonna need to like probably redraw a leaf over a berry on accident or something. So what was it? I got it now. It's the blue with not too much purple. It's the blue, the green blue. Yeah. Well, I've gone in and just wrecked a new pair of pajamas, guys. I do this every stream. I forget to take the good paint pants off, and then I just go dive right into painting. So, well, welcome to the family. Pair of pajamas. You are now officially paint clothes. It's alright. Pajamas are just about being comfortable anyway. Just a little tad purple. I remember last time I ended up having to add a little bit more. But that's a good place to be. Having to add more than having to take some out. And then white. That was a bit much. There we go. And I guess it's cool if purple is like the dark color of the berry instead of black. So I'll just leave a little spot for like the darkest color of the berry of purple. And just in case I'm wrong, I'm going to add some black too, so I can mix the blue into the black if that's how I want to darken it. That's like usually what I do is I just like add black to an already mixed color to get different shades of it. Get that white going in there, and then I'm gonna use this black too to also get some sort of different shade. Okay, we have enough to work with. Finished these bushes. And as I was looking at this today before I started streaming, I think there's gonna be another big bush right here, but I don't know. I kind of want to finish these two and then dive into this hollow log that I'm thinking is gonna be. We'll see. I don't have it decided in my head. Okay. Where's the bush? Yo, what's up? Headpiece, is that you, Ed? No way, dude. What's going on, man? That's gotta be Ed, right? There's no other one in the world that I know that would make their profile name Headpiece, besides Ed. Thanks, man. Oh, man. We're close to finishing this one. Sure is, I know it. What's up, man? You still ripping Escape from Tarkov or whatever the hell it's called? You still freaking shredding that? So I'm just doing the leaf thing that whoever was here yesterday saw. You just told me that pineapple is disgusting. How does that make you feel? Like in general? Because I can't hate just like a big old tub of chopped up pineapple chunks for a snack. I mean, I know the biggest debate is that it's whether or not to put it on pizza. I know that's like the big political debate. But pineapples in general, I don't know if I can hate on them. I'm sorry, man. Alright, my brush is not cooperating with me at all right now, so I'm going to brush it out with the wire brush. I think that's the issue. It's kind of, the bristles are a little separated. There we go. That should be good. Hey, Estelle, what's going on? Thanks for hopping in. He hates the entire idea of pineapple. uh, Coconut is equally gross. I would say, if I had to say one is grosser than the other, it's coconut's grosser than pineapple. But I like both. I don't know about coconut water though. I don't know how I feel about coconut water. There's been times where like it was refreshing and I didn't mind the taste, and then times I've had it where I'm like, ugh, I don't know about that. And I think the time it was refreshing, it was like 90 degrees out and I was dying, so it didn't really matter. I just needed like anything. So literally, I have to do one leaf at a time on these bushes, just because of how it played out. Oh, that was terrible. Way too much water on the brush. So luckily, I was able to fix that with a quick swipe of the finger, but that doesn't always work that way. That's what I'm doing. I just gotta dip the brush a little bit more. This is the base color. Where it's gonna look, the bush is gonna look a little bit bare because I have to save room for the other colors. Hey Megan, what's going on? Thanks, really appreciate it. Hanging out, painting. We're getting close to finishing this one. I don't think I'm gonna finish it this time. It's probably gonna be the next one. Cause I want to go all out on the foreground piece, the log. Hey, out of curiosity, while y'all are here, where did my stream pop up for y'all? Like notification wise? Was it like in your news feed? Was it like, did it like appear on another feed? I just wonder because it feels so mysterious just going live. It just gets sent out there, and sometimes I don't know where it's showing up. The bush starts really making sense when I get to like the third shade of green. Facebook notification, YouTube, cool. Were you already following me on YouTube, Ed? I'm trying to avoid being super YouTubey as much as possible. But if y'all click that bell, it pops up like you're getting a text when I go live. You don't have to if you don't want that happening on your phone, but sure as hell makes my life easier when it comes to getting it in your face. It's like these days you get like 2 seconds on someone's newsfeed as they're like scrolling like a madman to capture their attention. So basically I get like 2 leaves and then I gotta dip again. That's how this is going. And basically it just needs to be like dark blobs. I don't really have to worry about the shape of the leaf too much till I get to the lighter greens. There's a lot of overlap going on too. So it's blending in. It is a night scene after all. I can't say I've ever actually tried to make it look like nighttime. It looks pretty bright on what you guys are seeing, but I imagine if you all get a print and it would look differently, a little darker. And for all you photographers out there, my white balance is off too on the webcam. So it's actually purple. I think y'all are seeing blue. The berries are blue. Well, the berries still look blue. But the sky is much more purple. Appreciate your kind words, Stephanie. I think that's partly because I have trouble not being too detailed when I paint. Sometimes it's a double-edged sword where I need to like move on and I'm like working on something like one little spot for way too long. As you can see, I take my sweet ass time with these paintings. I mean, some get done faster than others, but some I definitely think about a bit more and walk by in my room and shit for several days. I think there was a whole week that passed before I got to this one at one point. So basically, I'm trying to keep my brush sharp here at the tip, and it's failing me. Maybe it's just the way I gotta hold my brush tip here. And maybe it was just because it was actually a brand new brush I'd never used on last stream, and like that's all it took was that one session to get like the bristles all messed up. Okay, I'm happy with that face color there. I'm gonna well, I guess the shadow's still happening, but only actually in it. Ah, whatever. What happened to the music? Oh, it's just the song's like got like 5 seconds of silence on the end of it. Okay, moving up in brightness of green here. It's probably much harder to see the colors now. I used to have a super cropped up image of the palette, but I think it'd be more entertaining if you saw me grabbing the paint, dipping my brush. I don't know. I mean, I guess painting isn't that entertaining unless you'd like to paint yourself or you're an artist, because it's relatively uneventful. Unless it's like a time lapse. I did change my intermission screen videos today though, so figured out like every week or every other week or so I'm gonna change my intermission screens to just random ass videos I've made. So, before they were trick shots, and well, you'll have to wait and see what they are now. Because I will have to maintain not tweaking my back out. Now, if you're wondering why I just like got painted my brush, cleaned it, and then like redid my brushes, because like I was kind of mixing at first. I wasn't really dipping it for the stroke. Alright, and now we just materialize leaves. Basically just rolling the dice, trying to make up random leaf shapes. I'm trying to imagine them how they're, kind of come off of a bunch, and then like, one's hanging that way, one's hanging that way. And just kind of thinking of them in 3D, and like a profile outline of each leaf. I'm just trying to get it as close as possible. I mean, it gets so busy that like it doesn't need to be perfect. It's like the ravens. I probably could have spent a little more time on those ravens and made them like more accurate. But it's all how like close you're looking at the painting, Sometimes it gets hard to be accurate with your brush strokes when you can't rest your hand on the painting. I'm in one of those spots right now. It's just like, ugh. I think it's magical art happening. I do too. I love watching other people create art. I watch just as many other streams as I'm streaming myself lately. I love so many artists I follow. It's so good. Welcome, whoever has joined. We are on part 8 of this painting, which is now called Willowood, thanks to my buddy Clint, who I play World of Warcraft with. He was in chat yesterday. And, he's a dungeon master. He plays Dungeons of Dragons. And he said it looks exactly like one of the places that he imagined on one of his maps. So I thought that was pretty cool. Alright. It's very hard to see the darker leaves I put, I'm trying to like not miss. Like some of the ones from the bushes behind it are appearing as if they're these leaves, but they're not. Okay, I want to cover up this stump here. You really don't even have to draw the stems on the leaves unless you had a super up close one. You really don't. The brain just kind of is like, oh yeah, they're right there. Look. Hey, what's up, Jay? How you doing, man? What are y'all up to tonight? You guys still shredding Battlefield? I grabbed the wrong color completely there. There we go. Yeah. It's all about covering up the main stump with leaves. At this point, the environment wouldn't necessarily be this bright. But like, because I've kind of set myself in a momentum with like light to dark, it's like, for some reason it looks good to my eye to like make the leaves bright on these. You know, it's like I feel like in real life that you almost wouldn't be able to see anything if it's the time of night that I'm thinking. I do want to try a super dark one where it's like pitch black and there's like a campfire and it's like you only have the campfire light illuminating everything around it. I think that'd be dope. About to go play. Nice. You guys have to be freaking pro masters at that game at this point. You guys have been playing that game forever. You gotta get the hour in, you're right. Yep. Got that right. I still got owned. Dude, I still get owned on first person shooters too. Like, people just get way too freaking good at those games, man. It's absurd. Freaking absurd. Yeah, I want some green leaves overlapping that dark tree. I feel like anywhere you can just find contrast helps a lot. Alright, that's enough of that color. Moving on to the next shade of green. For the shade though, I'm moving to a smaller brush. So this is the one I've been using right here. It's going to be a little out of focus. The size reference, it's very tiny. It's almost like the second you touch the canvas with it, it makes the leaf. You don't even really have to drag it. I'll be switching to this one. You can't even see the brush. Very tiny. And just gonna take an even lighter green. It's like green, brown, gray-ish color. It's like army colors. And just gonna kind of accent. I'm not gonna really cover too much. It's about all you get before you have to dip it again. Heck yeah, brother. Thanks for hopping in. Enjoy your games. Definitely hit me up. Tell Kim I said what's up. Also, the 2 new kitties. So yeah, this color is not too different. It's subtle. But it'll pay off when I really put on the really, really light green after. In theory. I'll be honest, a lot of the things where I'm like, this is gonna happen, I'm being a little overly confident. I'm not really exactly sure what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna consider this like the moonlight color on the leaf, kind of, I guess. Like the ones in the back probably shouldn't have this color green on them. Wouldn't make sense. But what they will have is the blue light from the glowing berries. So I just realized I have to reserve that for contrast anyway, or the berries. It'll be too cluttered. There's a point where you can like put too much information on something and it starts becoming too abstract. I found I have to make a choice often where it's like, what do I want to show more? That wasn't the brightest one, by the way. I was just... So... Actually... Gotta mix it a little better right here. There we go. Just taking a sip of my drink. Don't lose my footprints. So it was you that walked through this forest, Stephanie. These are actually your footprints. Stephanie has all along been the giant alien. Who knew? She's a time-traveling giant alien. I did not plan that laugh track that just happened. That's funny. That was just good timing. She goes, yes. You better be careful, Stephanie. The government's going to try to capture you and study you. Study you for science. We must hide your identity. How cool would that be? Alright. Time to add berries. As long as I get to remember and tell a story. I don't know, you never know. They might give Steve a Stephanie clone and swear him to secrecy. After they capture you, no one will ever know. You know how those movies always go. 15 years later, Steve comes out as a whistleblower. Trying to tell everyone aliens are real. And no one ever knew of what happened to Stephanie ever since that day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Base color. Probably gonna do the outline around them again because I thought that looked cool. Gonna keep that consistent. It's totally a bundle of berries. A bushel of berries. Bundle of what's the proper term for a clump of berries? Bushel? No, it's a bushel of bananas. I don't know. It's too many ways to say the same thing. I almost like how this moon's getting covered up in a way where it's like just barely peeking through all the tiny little spaces in the drawing. I gotta be careful my hat's not gonna hit this camera here. Has my hat hit the camera? I just turned my hat backwards. Won't happen ever again. I'll tell you, I did not anticipate how uncomfortable it would be to position myself in such a way to avoid this camera. Ah yes, here's one off the album. A couple more. This is a very healthy bush. Grew a lot of berries. There we go. Just like throwing in here because it's dark. It'll light up the tree, the trunk here. Okay. The next shade. Let's do this one. And a little circle. Actually, that could have been a bit bright. I'm just gonna press on my finger and pull it off once. I didn't drag it all. I just press the finger on and pull it off. It's one little effect you can, or trick you can do real quick if some like paint for a small detail went on a little too heavy. My style is like getting paint all over myself. As a drafting chair. You know, I forgot about the existence of those with the kneeling thing. Yeah, that's a good idea. You know, I can't really show you right now because of the way my camera's set up, but basically it's because of if it's because of where the camera has to be, it's really actually quite close to the canvas. There's probably only a foot between, probably like a foot and a half between the canvas and the camera lens. And because of that, I can't really get my face right in front of the canvas, so I have to kind of be twisted off to the side. And it would be fine, but sometimes I have to kind of lean in over the painting to like look at it right. So I mean, it's fine if it's, you know, the live streams have been awesome, so like I've had a lot of fun. Like it's worth like being a little bit of pain just for this one particular time I do art, because anything else I'm live streaming when I'm doing my like tablet or anything, I'm sitting properly, but this is definitely, I think the one fix is the repositioning of my palette table. I'll tell you, since we're on part 8 of this painting. Since through 8 of those streams, I can't even tell you how many things I've changed around the room and the software. Like literally every time I stream, I made a mistake. Like I realized a mistake I made, and I'm like, oh, tweak that. Like the other day, I realized like all my social media logos on all the screens you've been seeing were like off center, wicked bad. I was like, oh, how do I, you know, just like little things. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I've been forcing myself to do. Is just making sure that I get up, take more frequent breaks. Definitely lose a bit of viewers that way. They pop in and nothing's happened, but that's why I kind of designed those away screens to have like content videos playing, so at least while I'm gone, y'all can still have something to watch. So I found the color that I was looking for more here. Basically, I know this is thinking deep about just a single berry, but this color is for like the light that's going through the the flesh of the berry. And the light, because the berry's so dense, kind of dissipates before the membrane of it, and then that's why. But also I'm kind of picturing the membrane of the berry acting like fiber optics, and that's why I outlined it. It kind of worked like that. I guess that's how I arrive at these decisions. I think about it in my head like that. But I could just be overdoing it and just having fun thinking about the details. Don't really have to think that deep to like understand how to paint an illuminated berry. But okay. And now for the pure white light bulb. No, I don't want like this particular color to be irregular shaped. I kind of want to try to make it a perfect little dot. So I'm actually like trying to scoop a little bead of paint and just like that. And my hand's pretty shaky right now. I've had a lot of coffee. So the first couple I did weren't really that great. I'll just go back. There we go.
I woke up today not feeling the same way as yesterday. I was overthinking like I usually do. There's nothing new. Then I saw a sign on the way to my 9 to 5. It read of a land of opportunity I've never seen. And I wondered if this place was real and how it feels to pack up everything and go. And if it feels like I wanna fly away to a tropical island where I can clear my mind. When I got to thinking like I usually,
Almost there.
that's when I knew there's no turning back now. I'm gone just like the wind.
Okay.
Plane and they flew me around the world and then we landed somewhere. I grabbed all my bags as I
Now for the outline. Slight notch down from that white.
life had in store.
It's like they're almost like Christmas lights. That was a little beefy on accident. You know what, I could probably just... I can fix that. Let's see. Just grab... There we go.
Well, you know, I took some pictures of the people I met. Old knapsack and the shirt on my back. The only thing that matters is my worries are gone. I faded away, singing the song.
Glad you love him, Stephanie. I'm having fun. All right, guys. I'm gonna take a little leg stretch my back, and when I get back here, this paint should still be good enough to continue on, finish these bushes. If we can move on to the hollow log. But sit tight. I'm gonna be right back, and enjoy this random video. Almost in Chattanooga now. I'm feeling nervous about this bike because I've driven 3 hours. See you there. We're about an hour away from the bike. So.
Raccoon Mountain especially is a really great.
I slowed down the way in.
Yeah.
Well, here it is, guys. What I drove to Chattanooga for. That's Dylan. He's the guy, the owner. We're gonna go test it. Let's do it. I'll tell you, this thing already feels safer than my bike. So sturdy. So that's what you'd call an enduro bike, right? So we're almost in Chattanooga now. I'm feeling nervous about this bike because I've driven 3 hours. See you there. We're about an hour away from the bike. So.
Raccoon Mountain especially is a really great.
I slowed down the way in.
Yeah.
Well, here it is, guys. What I drove to Chattanooga for. That's Dylan. He's the guy, the owner. We're gonna go test it. Let's do it. I'll tell you, this thing already feels safer than my bike. So sturdy. So that's what you'd call an enduro bike, right? That's a fun little section there.
Yeah. Not too bad.
Yeah, it's gonna feel like nothing. Woo! Sick! Way too good. He's been up here for like 20 minutes waiting for us.
Sorry, I found that.
Hell yeah.
I knew you about that.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, wow.
So I can see how
Those are scary.
a couple rough.
Do it! Yeah! I'm already in lots of pain.
I'm
Yeah.
cool with that.
It's a sweet bike, dude.
I know, man. I hit that and I was like, oh
That was
shit, I didn't tell him.
one of my funnest parts I thought.
Finally, I was just like, screw it, I'm gonna hit it. And I was like, man, it was easy. Because I have seen some guys hit that.
Oh, yeah.
I saw one guy overshoot it. He went right off that berm.
Ooh. Beast. That's fun, man. Thanks, man.
Yeah,
that was sick, dude. I really
yeah.
appreciate it. I couldn't stand to go on another 3-hour car ride before testing this
That's why
thing,
we're
so
building that fucking-
we're just gonna try it. This is gonna be the first one to hit the jump. I didn't even get to hit it yet. Hey, how is it? All right, first end on the hopper. Oh yeah, that thing's solid. I think it's just the hill. Epic bush gap. Oh my god, so epic. I bought the bike. He knew I was gonna. He's saying that in his head right now. But it's sick. The bike is just solid. Good night. So we're almost in Chattanooga now. I'm feeling nervous about this bike because I've driven 3 hours. See you there. We're about an hour away from the bike. So.
Raccoon Mountain especially is a really great.
It's still down the way in.
Yeah.
Well, here it is, guys. What I drove to Chattanooga for. That's Dylan. He's the guy, the owner. We're gonna go test it. Let's do it. Tell you, this thing already feels safe. Hey, I'm back. Sorry about that. That was the adventure I went on to buy my bike. I also mountain bike. It's very, very fun. Alright. Now, gonna start up the music again because I forgot to. There we go. Just gonna restart that one. It's a good tune. All right. Just kind of taking a step back and looking at it for a second. So as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking I want to do the hollow log first because that'll be the decider if it needs another bush.
because I want to see how much that makes it busy. All right. So, I'm thinking I might pull out a little technique that I did on one of my other paintings that really helped me. And this may require me to stand up. Because it's not over here. I gotta go get it.
Why do I even care? I try to swat them away, but they just keep appearing out of thin.
Basically, if you can hear me, I'm getting a white colored pencil. And basically what I'm going to do, if you can hear me, is draw the log. And then that will help me. I'm going through my colored pencils here. Of course, my white one's all the way at the bottom. Okay. Whatever, this one will do. It's white enough. Just need kind of a vague outline. Now, I did this on my last painting, or not my last painting, my space painting, because I was drawing a spaceship that was snapped in half. So it required a lot of like perspective and fancy things on it that I just didn't want to mess up. So I don't care. I'm ready to, I'm okay with guidelines. Essentially, I'm going to scratch the side of my canvas here. Oh yeah, that'll be perfect. Okay. I feel like it'd be cool if the log kind of chopped off a little bit of these glowing berries right here. It really add some depth. And it'll come right below your footprint here, Stephanie. And I think that'll be fine. So, before I commit, I'm making little dots. Just kind of making dots that blend in to the environment before I really You can't see them probably, but I can. So I'm picturing so a cool trick that I learned from a guy on YouTube that I forget the name of is when you're trying to do foreshortened perspective with a cylinder, you can draw a spiral, and for some reason it's nice and it just helps with how it's getting visualized here. So I feel the log's really gonna. I want to see it resting on the ground, so I'll just get it right to the edge here. And now I'm just being super light. And now I'll show you what I mean by the spiral thing once I've decided to strike. Basically, so like that, and then what you do is kind of just you do like a slinky of where you want the log to go. I could demonstrate it better on a piece of paper. The end kind of broken here. Now I'm totally prepared in an improvised painting to like paint over things I've already spent some time on, just because it's the nature of an improvised painting, you know? So I'm picturing the log being like cracked here. And then it joins. You'll see what I mean. Some knobbies along the way. It's okay, I'm going right over these plants here. They'll actually they'll really help bring the log into the painting. Or something like that. I feel like could go a little more, like here. I know, it's like I'm scribbling over all my hard work, but it's gonna be covered with paint anyway. Split there, and then it'll hit something like that, and then. All right, that's enough information for me. I'm gonna use see, I'm looking for my brush here. There it is. Nope, too big. Yep, I'm gonna use this one. Right here. It's like a quarter-inch brush, whatever it's called. Quarter-inch flat. It's actually, it's all hardened up. I broke the rules. Painting foul. I didn't clean my brush. So, I'm off camera here. I'm grabbing my wire brush on my leg and I'm just brushing the bristles out until they're restored. You can pretty much always, as long as it hasn't sat there for 4 years, you can restore the brush from a day-old paint, usually. Okay, now I still got some black here, some wet brown. Before I go ahead and block in everything, I'm gonna or I mean mix more paint. I'm gonna block in everything with what I have. So I'm getting a lot of paint on the brush, a lot of paint. So it covers everything up immediately, and literally blocking it out, like just the rough shape. And always follow the shape of your object, even in paint. So I'm doing little curves because it's round. And we will shape this slowly but surely. So now as I get here, wet my brush. So I'm getting to the point of having to make more paint. I'm gonna cut those berries right in half, so it's a harsh edge. That's the one thing we have to remain consistent with now. Big additions like this always look so much worse. Probably look better when I'm doing them. Let's see. I have to make more paint. Red and yellow and black for the brown. Made a bunch because probably gonna make some couple different shades. Much darker brown, but that's good. Going back to the 1/4 inch. Now, this is where I said it's split. So I'm trying to kind of stay true to that. Roughly, very, very roughly. So now I'm gonna paint right up to this pencil line. Alright. Look at the idea of a little sharp piece of bark or something there, kind of sticking up. Okay. Just kind of taking a step back. I kind of want that little stump of it to come out a little more. That'll indicate it's split. I don't think you're gonna see it over here. And then do that. Maybe we can make it a little longer. That's good. Okay. And this guy comes a little more here. Actually, yeah, I just saw it. It's hard to see because it's really dark, but that stump. Okay. Taking some white. A little bit more red, a bit more yellow. And we're gonna try to make this log come alive. Not literally, because it's dead log. I want two different kinds of browns. There we go. So now I'm going to attempt to sculpt like the bark on the log. Oh man. Just headbutted the crap out of that. There we go. Sorry about that. Bent down, big side out, and just smashed it with my head. Alright. Where is it? There we go. I gotta get more of these 1/4 inch brushes. I've done so much. I think it's my favorite brush. I can do so many different things with it. Video earthquake. What's up? Alright, so I'm gonna take this one. Now I'm trying to make my brush sharp. And I'm just gonna tap the corner of it. And I'm trying not to touch each blob. So I'm trying to leave a little bit of space in between each blob. And hopefully if I don't do it terribly, you'll see how it starts hopefully looking like somewhat like my version of bark. It's a bit probably hard to see right now because yeah, I can't really see it yet because super base colors right now. Okay. Just keeping my brush clean. Okay, I'm gonna switch to a smaller brush now, actually. Here's where you might start seeing it. Start seeing what I'm seeing, I mean. This snowstorm that we have in Tennessee right now is amazing. Love it, love it. We don't get this down here in Tennessee that often. For all you Rhode Islanders in chat. Trying to decide on the right color here. Alright, we're in. This is the color. Overpowering the base color a little bit much. Just tone back the amount that I'm like adding to the So just slowly getting the spark going. This is gonna be a slow process on this one. It's a foreground piece, so hopefully once I round the edge of the front of this log, you'll see the shape more. There's a glare on the canvas happening right now. That's preventing you from seeing the bottom half of the log a little bit better. And honestly, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I'm over here like, this is how you draw a log, but on the inside I'm like, I hope I can draw a log. It looks almost burnt. Huh, that's cool. I guess I can see what you're saying there. Oh, there we go. Now it's starting to look like a hollow log on your screen. One twig at a time. We'll get it to look like a log. I can't promise. Oh man. So going a little too bright here for the inside, but that's fine. Cool. Okay, I'm switching brushes again. It's getting more and more zoomed in. See. Let me go to my second to smallest brush. Not bright enough. A little more white. Man, the snow is killing right now. It's awesome. I'm just putting all those little tiny details in. Welcome. We've just been painting it up for almost going on 2 hours now. Willowood. Willowood Forest. Do a little close up. See the log a little bit better in that lighting. The slowly to be log. Got a lot of tweaks left on it. Thank you. So I'm just going through the colors of the brown, dark to light. I have a feeling I'm gonna have a lot of overlapping on this tree. Just heavily experimenting right now. I'm not really sure how the final product's gonna be necessarily. So there's gonna be some black that comes back to fix some things that I didn't necessarily like, but subtle stuff, little just. I kind of like go back and forth between dark and lights until it, like I find the I find the happy medium. Like definitely more black is gonna come on the bottom of the bit here, so that it'll be left like more separated. Right now I'm adding black just to see how it looks, because I had the thought right here. Just right under the edge of it right here. There we go. Looking a little better. I'm being very thin with the paint at this point. Black behind these bushes. Just to really give the bushes an edge to where they're kind of getting crunched by the log.
Don't ever think you're not good enough. Your hands are strong and your mind is tough. Love someone else any more than yourself. Try not to leave your heart alone on the shelf. There will be times the road is hard to see. Push right through low visibility.
Alright, I'm happy with where it's going.
Things will coincide.
I am going to take another little back stretcher as it's gone a little bit longer than I'd like since the last one. And yeah, be right back. Don't go anywhere if you want to hang out.
I've been traveling down this road. I lost track so long ago. Why did I go? Only one may know. But if I'm right, it will lead me home. And if I'm right, it will lead See you through a window made of pixels and frames. It doesn't matter, it still feels the same. I hope the screen lights up your face in the same kind of way that it does for me. Let's get beyond being imaginary friends. Let's get beyond all the texts I never send. Because you know I'm not holding back when you're right here with me. Words you speak, they are so hard to believe. When they say that it is too good to be true, it probably is. It probably is. Still just a computer screen instead of you. If it's too good to be true, it probably is.
I'm back. What's up? Found myself staring at the snow for a minute there. Alright. See what happens if I go super light brown. Probably gonna go till my brown dries here for tonight. Call it there. Got in a very good place and happy with where I am. Till next time, got the log going. Probably might want to put a big old raven on the log, like standing right here. I mean, I think that would be really freaking cool, maybe. A lot of ways we can go with what's on the log: mushrooms, moss. I've thought about even adding maybe some flowers to these mossy things here. And yeah. Gotta thank y'all again for hanging out. I mean, it's so fun. I truly enjoy sitting here and doing art with y'all. Now, I was just experimenting with those little lines there. They were a bit bright. So I'm coming back with a bit of a darker color. And yeah. Just go right over it. That's why I like painting. I mean, your paint may get thicker than the canvas itself, but at least you can keep covering it and covering it and covering it. Definitely gonna bring in more black to inside of this log here later on. Cool. See in here, this bark needs to be a little bit more connected to the end of the log. Like so, and then I think like some of it needs to actually be like pointy, and like those are some details I'm gonna add next time. To really, believe it or not, there's still so much detail left to go on this friggin' log. The foreground. See, looking at the screen, that even a little bit more black can be brought in to... Ooh, that was a lot. Not gonna be using that. This is not gonna be using that much. It's a bit of a waste. Oh well. In that case, I'll just mix it into the brown. Oops. I don't want it to be pure black. I just want it to be like brown black. Okay. Aggressive brush cleaning. Reminds me of Bob Ross, how he just smacked the brush off the thing. Okay, so. Just putting a little bit, kind of a black line. Not a line, but like. Just to indicate that like this is where the log is touching the ground. And also pressed up against these like grassy bush things. There you go. I feel like it's like sitting there. Like feels like it's sitting on the ground a little bit better. A little more of an edge there. Okay. Do yeah, the bottom there in the front. You could use some of that. It's cool about black. You can really bring out sharpness in things if you utilize it right. I went super black there, but that was fun. Just continuing with the blacks. Get some. Come in here in the middle. Really like separate. Definitely no light, not much light getting inside this log. Not too high up. Yeah, I guess let's see what happens. It's better. I'm gonna go pure black. Right up along this edge. I'm gonna chop into it. I'm gonna make some cracks. Some splits. There's just a big old crack here. I feel like a dead log wouldn't have like a perfect round edge to it, you know? I was just starting there to kind of get the shape of it. Yeah, like that, like, you know, like crack goes like into that piece of bark there, something. Now what we can do is we can come back to this light brown that's almost dry here, just wet enough, and kind of give this its like edge back, if you know what I mean. There we go. Maybe another one down here. Looks like a crack. And then something like that. There's a little one. This is what I meant by earlier when I was going to take like the light and bright. I'm probably gonna go back and forth between dark and light a lot on this one. Going back to the light brown to give the edge back to where I just chopped it out like that, kind of. Even brighter, honestly. I think. There we go. Getting a little more poppy. Well, my colors have dried. And sitting at about 2.5 hours, I am happy with the progress that I've made. There's a chance we're going to add one big bristleberry bush. The log's gonna really done up. I want to have like moss on the log. I'm really considering of putting a raven standing on that log. Like we might, like who knows? Maybe just like a giant branch comes across the whole thing. Imagine there's just a raven right now. Who knows? We're close though. Honestly, I think my favorite thing in this is the ravens still. They add such a mood to it. To me. Awesome. I always get this little feeling of like happiness and sadness when a painting is coming to an end. It's like I have so much fun painting them, I don't want them to end. But at the same time, it's very satisfying to finish one. Then we gotta varnish it, which makes it look nice. It makes the colors pop, and probably can't see it too well on the camera right now. But what varnishing also does is as you paint and build up paint, maybe I can turn the painting here. You can see how like, I mean, I guess it looks pretty uniform on the camera, but in real life, the paint gets flashy and builds up in spots, and all that does is that the varnish evens it out nice, and makes it all a nice one finish for the sheen wise. But yes, somebody says yes, Raven. Okay, that could be cool. Like, look up. I have to definitely cheat and look one up on Google. Really get it right. You know, the feathers. I'd get serious about that, Raven. Big eye, big glowing eye. Imagine the eyes glowing so red that it, like you actually see the light shining on something else. I'm gonna do a little close up here. Do a little close up pan. We'll start on this side. Do the bottom half first. Ready? Oh, we'll do the top half. Picks it up so much different when you're a little bit closer. There's definitely some things you guys aren't seeing. See those bristleberries. It's out of focus, but... Oh. There it is. We're close. Willowood. Willowood Forest. That's a good painting name. The details are amazing close up. So you can't see them a bit better. And thank you. maybe end game. end game, we can have a couple, like another camera. I do have a third camera, but I don't have a third camera mount. And then maybe I was thinking like I could have some button that I press that as I'm painting, it'll be like, I have like, kind of like a camera that I can move as I'm painting, and then like, when I'm working on a really close detail, I can like press this button on my keyboard, and it'll like switch to that camera. It'll be like wicked zoomed in on where I'm touching the paintbrush on the canvas, and you guys could like see like super close up. I think that'd be cool, but I haven't figured out a way to pull that off yet. But but this palette, let's get a close up of this palette. Check that out. It's like a 1/4 inch of paint on this palette now. That's gonna be a job and a half to clean. Welcome, new viewer. We're just about to end the stream, unfortunately. But we've been going for about 2.5 hours. Feel free to rewind and see the progress. But anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in again. Really appreciate it. It's always fun hanging out. And appreciate all the support and the sharing and the liking and the stars. And honestly, like, all the streaming and everything would be nothing without you guys, because it's all about sending it out to an audience. So y'all take care and enjoy this fine night. See you next time.